Oh boy, where are we supposed to even begin today? Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. You know, I'm not even really sure what we're supposed to do with Dark Highlander right now. I made the video on it yesterday talking about the application with this card because it's an amazing tech choice, especially when you can bring out the Power Patron Fiend Tuner and use it with something like Engraver to shit this thing onto the field and then just make it so, you know, your opponent cannot synchro summon. Guess what? You basically jam your opponent out of choosing to play the game. The consequences of this card's existence are as follows. It is a manga promo, and if you know anything about manga promos, it's $20 to get one of these things. It's always kind of been the case with these GX manga promos. Also, hilariously enough, the Beelzes is still like 13 bucks. The Stardust Chronicle Spark is still 11. Your Black Rose Moonlights, these are $5 now, which is not bad. Dark Highlander's not had a price adjustment yet, but it will. Stardust Spark's coming in at nothing. Catapult Warrior at nothing. Your Infernity General at nothing. You know, there's a lot of these manga promos that are still very much available, but, you know, dear old daddy Dark Highlander here is moving along. Now, luckily enough for us, in 2012, Konami had the foresight to actually reprint this as a 10 promo. So while, you know, you got people that are going to be, you know, going crazy trying to pick these up for YCS Columbus this weekend, what you're seeing here is Daddy Dark Highlander is actually available as an easier to get print. They had the foresight to at least do this. This is why we like reprints. While people are floundering for the high rarity, super expensive version, you know, you can get the decent low rarity version to play. Oh God, man. $773 for the toppest of tops for Therion King Regulus. As I've said in a lot of these videos right now, as we're heading on into Columbus right now, the Doom Z hype train is some of the craziest I think I have seen within this game in a very long time. You have 92, 96, and then 100, and then once these three copies are gone, Regulus will be, and I will say this for those of you in the back that remember how cheap this card was 1 year ago. You guys remember $55 Regulus? I remember. For those of you in the back, this card will eventually hit $150. Now, as we are heading into the inevitable, you know, YCS weekend here, you might actually just see this floor through the ground. If Doom Z performs on the scale that the community has been talking about this deck, you know, just being a hidden gem, this card is going to blow up. All right, so you've been warned. I can't really give you any more other than that because lower versions of Regulus, $7. $3 for the Tin of Dueling Anniversary versions. At least the cheaper end is still a little bit cheaper, which, you know, I actually think that that's fine. Substitoad. Well, shit. You know, seeing Substitoad at $80, I do think that that was eventually going to happen. You've sat here and you've looked at Edison, you've sat here and you looked at every other old format on stuff. It doesn't matter if you like these older formats, you think they're good, they're bad, they're terrible, nobody wants to play this garbage. The reality of the situation is QCRs have been disappearing in prices, though some QCRs have been mysteriously repopulating. I don't know if you want to take a second to go look into that yourself, but that's a little interesting topic for you for later. That some of these cards have been kind of repopulating in the background. Wonder why that is. Maybe the boxes that were sitting at the distributor level finally got open and people are looking to turn over the product. Anyway, these are currently $80. Definitely expensive $80 cards, to say the least. And, you know, the sad part is if you drop down here, Battles of Legend Terminal Revenge are $16 copies. Platinum Secret Rares are $18 a piece, too. Your Light of Destruction reprints are $13. I'm just impressed with how much the Frogman has held up within today's constraints. Mitsurugi cards. So, one of the secret decks it's not really much of a secret, because if you have a brain, you would have put this together. But especially if you watched Yashin's video talking about Mitsurugi with, Mitsurugi in combination with the clown deck. Basically, right now, the community is putting a lot of stock in the Clown Crew Mitsurugi deck. I personally have a friend that's going, cuckoo for bananas for this strategy. Do I think that it's going to do well? I think a lot of people going into this YCS are not going to read Clown Crew cards. I think a lot of people are not going to be prepared for what the clown deck is going to have in store for the community. With that being said, with this knowledge, I think it is going to be very likely that there might be something in the background for Mitsurugi. You gotta remember, you just got a new ban list. You just got a new shift in the format here, which has opened up a lot of doors for people just to be able to, test out new ideas. So we'll, truthfully, it's going to be anybody's game, but $180 copies, $200 copies. We didn't even have sales on this at like $150. And yeah, we still don't have a sale at the 150 mark, but you had one for 73 actually go. Habagiris are 150 on up to 200. Like, why though? This, to me, seeing this card hitting this insane price point is nuts. Let's go into Legendary Modern decks. What's going on here? Rotas are 270 now? They went up. Okay. Camellias are down to 206, which isn't bad. Your combined maneuvers are 100. I mean, like, that's okay, I guess. The Mitsurugi stuff is still up there. $80 copies of Engage. That's nuts. Wow, Aramasas are also in the same boat. Yeah, these are about to be $70. Wow. The Kagari, or the Rays, are 46s for the Starlights. Sajis are 36s, but these are about to disappear. It's crazy to me, because Saji, like, if you're playing, like, the little splash package, Saji's the most important one that you want to have for that deck. So, to see that, we're kind of riding that line is interesting. The Shizukus are 30s. It's pretty cheap, but to be fair, it's a Starlight rare. It's not the QCR, high rarity one that's being presented to you. Well, RIP Legendary Modern decks. Thank you, TCG Player. I never would have... See, this is why we love TCG Player as a whole. Some days, it just borks. And when it borks, it really breaks. Miststorms are also $48 a piece. The Legendary Modern decks themselves, I think we're still holding... you have every other incompetent... Oh my god, I'm not even... Market price is $33. Okay. Starlight Murakumos. These are $39. You play more Murakumos than you do Habagiris, but Habagiri is the $150 one of. That's so crazy. $30 copies of Fall Troll. The Ritual, $28? I don't think that's bad, right? $20 copies of Gothams and Soulsas are still 9s. Your combination is an $11 Starlight Rare, and Hewn Lays are $9. That's crazy. Meanwhile, Aramasa Secret Rares are $12. Those have actually gone up. Fuas, these are $9 a Fua now? Perulia's a 3. I'm sorry, market. I'm sorry that this set has just paid literal dividends. I mean, your Habagiri Secret Rares are dollars, but I mean, like, that's a matter of time. Ashes are hitting dollars. SPs, well, I mean, they might hit dollars. There's only 48 copies of Feather Dust around the market, too. And your Meows are, like, the cheapest. Well, I guess all the value went from the Meows into the Fua, as the Fua absorbed everything. But you're suddenly telling me this set is actually that crazy. That's nuts, man. I also want to remind everybody that coming up, Sleeve Chief is going to have their 4th anniversary sale. And yes, discount code MGO40 is going to save you on your purchase. You're going to be able to get as much cool, awesome stuff as you want during the sale. And like I said, discount code MGO40 will save you on your purchase on any of the cool things that they're going to have up on that. But we're one day closer to YCS Columbus. I'll see you guys there. You guys have a good rest of your day, all right? Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.